Hey there, coming at you with episode 97, a little bit of a different setup this time, at home, a little casual Friday. I got the Joanna Scott in the background, and we are gonna be talking about personal brands. Let's go. All right, hey, what's up?
Hey, how are you?
Good. Thanks for being on. This is your first official show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you've been on. So we issued an invitation. We're at episode 97 was like, we should probably invite Joanna on the show at some point. So you did a brief appearance on another one, kind of spontaneous.
Yeah, I didn't care for that.
Yeah?
Yeah, well, I didn't know about it.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. That's fair.
So, I mean, I'd washed my hair that day, but like, geez, give a girl a heads up, right?
Right, that's important, yeah. So, hey, getting into this, I know kind of behind the scenes of my social media, you've been a big influencer in that. And a lot of people may not know that. My stuff, it probably, I shouldn't get all the credit for it looking, like it does. You've played a role in that. Tell us about this personal brand space, why it's interesting, what you think about it right now.
Yeah, I think the personal brand space is so intriguing right now because it's wide open. Anybody can build a brand, anybody can build a platform. You don't have to be a celebrity.
Yeah.
And social media has transformed the way people are building brands and doing business today.
Yeah, for sure.
Amy Porterfield is a marketing expert and also has one of the top ranked business podcasts.
Okay.
I was listening to her recently. She had a guest on Marie Forleo, I think that's right. And anyway, she's a coach, author, speaker, creator of this produced show, Marie TV, all about business. Anyways, she spoke to some interesting things going on in the personal brand space.
Okay.
One thing that really stuck out to me was this whole trend in the marketplace for perfection. It's not real. It's not how any of us live our lives every day. The marketplace has completely overvalued the perfect look, and undervalued and underestimated the power of raw and real.
Yeah. No, I love that because it's almost like where attention, there's all this attention that's been given to the perfect kind of, produced look, but yet there's like this undervalued attention for what's raw. And so when something comes out, it really stands out.
And fun fact, let me interrupt you, it costs nothing to produce raw and real, right?
That is a good fun
You just
fact.
need a phone.
Yeah,
you all have phones.
You just save people, you're gonna look at this camera, but you just save people money for
You
sure.
all have phones.
Okay, so motivating factor behind the real and the raw, what is it?
So if you show the real raw you, your audience, the people watching you now, the people that will watch you in the future, will develop and associate this deeper connection with you. Okay. Your engagements, comments, conversations will go up. It's been proven to be true. So really a call to action would be step outside of your comfort zone. Choose to have that vulnerable moment on Instagram, even if it's tough for you. Talk about the client that fired you. Talk about, I'm not saying anybody fired
I was like, yeah, it's a little.
Talk about. Okay, I'm so sorry, but I'm nervous. I just. I know. It's just.
Because I am not telling jokes right now. It's fine if you laugh and we have that moment. You just got to recover and go on.
I understand.
Okay.
So call to action. Step outside of your comfort zone and show a different side of yourself on social. And choose to have that vulnerable moment on Instagram, or talk about that family member that is dealing with something health-wise, or that parent that's in a different season of life and your journey through that with them, or showcase your family, talk about how hard it can be to raise kids in a digital world, or this digital generation, right?
Yeah.
And how you work on healthy communication with your, spouse. I mean, talk about the stuff that's going on. Let your guard down and trust your audience. Give them an opportunity to engage with you on a new level.
Yeah, no, I love that. Trust your audience. And it's funny because all this sounds like advice, things I've just heard you say. Because I like the produced. I mean, I like having Jay Moore here and the lights and the pretty photos.
Right.
And because there's so much, I don't know, for me, it's so much art and creativity, and that's what I love to do. But what's some of the advice you've been giving me?
Probably along the same lines, to choose to have a vulnerable moment, to talk about your background in seminary and ministry, which I know you did on your new website, which I thought was awesome.
Yeah.
And, show yourself making sushi in the kitchen with the kids, or us on a weekend getaway or a date night. Talk about, or maybe do a video with like you brainstorming in your yoga pants, or
I don't have yoga pants.
well,
do you not know this?
Sweatpants.
I don't even wear sweatpants.
I don't know. What do you wear for cash?
I don't know. Just
okay, like your Nike shorts,
yeah,
whatever.
Okay, that's
you with your
better.
scruff and your beanie on, like unshaven,
Right.
you know, just like brainstorming or doing the mundane tasks that every business owner has to do.
Yeah.
Like give them an inside view on what your life really looks like.
Yeah. So what do you say to somebody who pushes back on that and says, I'm not comfortable with it? There's like my business and then there's me personally, and I like to keep that separate.
Yeah, totally. You do you. We all have to take ownership of our brand. And that's the fantastic part is, you know, brands, you're in charge of your content, right? You have that power. You are your business, your own business owner. So you have to decide, and maybe it's baby steps, you know, you have to decide what's right for you and what that raw looks like for you.
Okay. So recently we've started working with some personal brands, and I know that that has forced us to kind of clarify a process around how we develop them. Recently you shared a little bit of an equation with the team. I'd love for you to tell us about that.
Yeah, I think breaking it down into something really simple like an equation is easy for me when setting goals for things. So a personal brand is simply 3 parts. It is who you are, what you do, and how you do it.
Okay.
And I think that will help brands or anyone looking to get into that space when they're looking at how to build and design their website, what that should look like, micro content for social, podcasts, whatever it is, all of your messaging needs to be thought of in 3 parts: who you are, what you do, and how you do it.
Yeah.
And the who you are is really, it's that is the person, right? That's you. That's the raw, the real that I've been talking about. That's your story.
Yeah.
That's your day-to-day. The what you do is obviously the value or the product that you offer, you know, your clients, your consumers, your audience.
Yeah.
And the how you do it are the ways that you interact with your audience, right? And how they can receive and that value or service that you provide.
Yeah, it's like the call to action. And so many times with personal brands, they're either really good at the how, like who we are, but they don't really have this like, well, here's what we do and here's how you can work with me. Or it's just all like, here's what I do, and everybody's like, oh, dear God, like we know that, but like who are you?
Yeah.
So we've got, over the next 3 months here, we've got some dental influencers coming to our place here to work with us on personal brands.
Right.
What are you're overseeing these, what are you most excited about?
Well, first, we're working with some fantastic people.
Yes.
So it has been the thrill of a lifetime.
They will remain unnamed right now.
Yeah,
but
we won't call you out,
top
but
secret.
You're so cool. So that's been super fun. I think 2 things that we really hone in on when working with brands. 1, clarity of message. And Josh, you have talked about this over and over.
I know.
On the 88 show, right? And even recently when you did a whole month on personal brands.
Yeah.
And I can't reiterate that enough. And if you don't mind, I'm gonna cheat and read a quote from Donald Miller from his Story Brand book because it's so good.
Okay.
Never make your customers think. Customers encounter 3,000 to 5,000 messages every day. Only present what helps people survive and thrive and not anything that is overcomplicated. So simple only. So I think really thinking minimally when it comes to communication and messaging is key. So, you know, consumers are only going to be on your content for moments.
Yeah.
So don't give them too many options or they're going to feel overwhelmed.
Yeah, less is more.
Right,
for
less
sure.
is more, for sure. And the second piece that we help personal brands with is to capture beautiful content for them and to help them take their brand to the next level, right, and up their game. And so we have an amazing team, a videographer, photographers, creatives. We all brainstorm and we come up with ideas and then we implement them so that they can use the content on their website and on, you know, micro content for social. And we want to help these personal brands win. We want to help them, you know, be the best they can be.
Yeah, and we have a super talented team.
Yeah.
So it's like
they're like off the charts talented.
So they're going to get some good stuff. So last week we actually launched my new website, joshuascott.com, after 5 years. Give me, you know, I know you shared with me some feedback, but what are your thoughts on it, like overall, and what could I do better on that site?
Well, first off, I'll say the site is amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's
actually,
awesome.
Yeah, more of these guys, but yeah.
Well, yeah, your team worked really hard, you know, with you to launch this new site. The color, like everything, the messaging is so clear. So it's amazing. It is.
Thank you.
Yeah. The one piece my suggestion for you.
Yeah, the one suggestion.
Yeah, would be the who you are has to be much louder on your site, right?
Okay.
And like your whole bio area, I think that you could possibly include more pictures and video of family, of us, right? Yeah. Your day-to-day, and kind of give people a window into the Josh Scott with his guard down, the unproduced.
But don't they get that on social media?
I don't know, but I don't think you do enough of it.
Okay.
But the thing is, you're really busy, and I get that. I think that, I think it's just prioritizing that in your content calendar and making sure that every week you're putting in, I've got all my stuff planned out, but I'm also adding in like 5 social pieces about my day-to-day.
Yeah. Gosh, I mean, social media sometimes, it's just like, I feel like I'm doing a good job and it's taking all this time. And it's like, no, there's more. And I'm like, this is going to be my life. Like, that's all I do full time.
Yeah.
Is social media.
You need a whole team to help you with it.
I know, apparently. Yeah, we're gonna have to get some people on board.
But you can do it. You just have to start with baby steps, right? And just it's really all about just moving in that direction.
Yeah. All right. Well, look, I really appreciate you being here and sharing your thoughts.
Yeah,
you
you're
did
welcome.
awesome.
Thank you.
High five. Before we go, I'm gonna let you ask the question of the episode.
The question of the day.
Question of the day. Question of the show.
Yeah.
What you
it's
got?
Really like, what kind of brand are you? And the awesome thing is you can feel empowered. You get to decide that. Are you willing to take steps towards the raw and real?
Yeah.
And like hashtag baby steps, whatever. Just get out there, grab your phone, and
be vulnerable.
Have a moment with Instagram.
All right, that's good. I'm gonna have to work on that today for sure.
Do it.
Guys, totally appreciate you being here. That's episode 97. A few thoughts before we leave. Number one, the article of the month, me.com. I kind of go behind the scenes on my new website. The link to that is down below. Best place to catch up with me is on Instagram at Joshua Scott. And I think that's it. Jay Moore, we good? All right, guys, I'll see you next episode.